Similarly, for your facility, Krishna has appeared before you as stone, as wood. But stone is also Krishna. That requires little brain. He can take service in any form. That is absolute. Because the stone is not different from Krishna. It is Krishna's energy. So he is able to take service from you in any way. Therefore, you have to approach him authorizedly. If you imitate a small box in your, write simply the same letter box red, that will not go. That will stay there for millions of years. But the box which is authorized, that will go. Is it clear? Yeah. Tell these rascals. It is not idol.
विभावरे शेष आलोक प्रवेश निद्रा छाड़ी उठ जीवा बोलो हरि हरि मुकुंद मुरारी राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा नरसिंह वामन श्री मधुसूदन ब्रजेंद्र नंदन श्यामा पूतन धातन कैतव शातन जय दशरथि रामा विभावरे शेष आलोक प्रवेश निद्रा छाड़ी उठ जीवा.
We worshipped Krishna and Balaram here. They were small boys when they came to the hillock. Then, after 10 years this temple manifested. So after 10 years they became 10 years older, and you have bigger deities of Krishna and Balaram there. So Krishna and Balaram, there is a verse in Bhagavatam, it says, Kritavan kila karmani saharamena keshava atimatya bhagavan guda kapata manusha. They appeared like ordinary human boys, but they performed extraordinary. Kritavan kila karmani saharamena keshava. Krishna with Rama performed wonderful activities, like as if they are ordinary human boys. Before Krishna and Balaram, we had Gaur Nitai, ISKCON Bangalore. That time only Gaur Nitai was the first set of deities in ISKCON Bangalore. We were just in a 4-bedroom house. That was ISKCON temple. I performed Abhishek for Gaur Nitai on different occasions. I remember that these personalities have managed all this and brought us to this level of getting a land. Then Gaur Nitai, by Gaur Nitai's mercy, Krishna Balarama was installed. Without mercy of Gauranga Nityananda, you cannot get Krishna. So we got Krishna and Balaram. So after installing Krishna and Balaram, then Krishna and Balaram, they played their games here on the Hare Krishna Hill. Radha Krishnachandra descended in this beautiful Archa incarnation, which is today attracting thousands of people every day.
Ravananankara makhana takkara gopi jana vastrahari. Ravananankara makhana takkara gopi jana vastrahari. Brajera rakhala gopa vrindapala chitta hari vamshidhari. Brajera rakhala gopa vrindapala chitta hari vamshidhari. Vibhavare shesha aloka pravesha nidra chhadi utta jiva.
Hyderabad temple was well established during Srila Prabhupada's time. Those days there was only ISKCON temple in Madras, Trivandrum and Hyderabad and Bangalore. Trivandrum was operating out of a rented place. Madras was also operating out of a rented place. and this was the next temple, and all of a sudden we had this big temple. One thought we used to have, this temple marks the establishment of Chaitanya's movement in South India. And so we felt that this temple that has come up and is going to broadcast Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message of Harinam Sankirtana, about pure devotional service, about the position of Radha and Krishna, and all of these very, very elevated spiritual topics that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had taught. This temple is going to broadcast that, and establishing this temple in brick, mortar, concrete, steel is a solidification of the establishment of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
The temple was getting completed. The biggest issue in our mind was, having decided the deities are going to be Radha Krishna and all these deities, what they're going to be made of. It's a big issue. Why it was an issue? It was an issue because we thought differently. All ISKCON temples had marble deities. So, if we simply made another set of marble deities, there would not be an issue. So we discussed, especially Bhaktilata had a big role in this. She was fighting for South Indian. When you are in South India, people should be able to relate with the deities as they know. Her logic was just like Prabhupada named, Radha Londoneshwar. He localized. Hey, Londoneshwar, Radha Londoneshwar, Paris Ishwar, like that. So why can't we think of the form of Krishna, Radha and Krishna here? Lord is, the deities also, varieties of deities is another enjoyment of the Lord. Finally we come to a conclusion that we are going to have Panchaloha deities. Number one. Then we said, these Panchaloha deities are going to be carved by South Indian Sthapatya.
We had the Krishna Balarama Utsava from 1985. So Bhaktilata Mataji had already gone through the process of making deities, even before I was involved. So she got that deities done in Kumbakonam, another set of craftsmen. But we wanted to have better people, so we were looking around for better craftsmen. And one devotee staying in Tamil Nadu referred to us to a group of craftsmen in Swamimale, which is a village next to Kumbakonam. So this person, Jayam Industries, he and his son, 3-4 sons and him, we went and met them, and we found he was a very sattvic person, very simple guy, and we thought he should get the benefit of making the deity, and he was an expert. So we gave the entire order to Jayam Industries in Swamimale. His name is Deva Senapati, the main craftsman. His son Radha Krishna and few others. So we got them. We were very confident going to them, talking to them. So he made Radha and Krishna. He was saying that 3 or 4 generations in his family, the main craftsman name is a mix of feminine and masculine. So Deva Senapati is mix of these two, and he gave the same name to his first son Radha Krishna, and even his father had. So he said, looks like I'm chosen to make Radha Krishna deity.
So South Indian, they know. They go according to South Indian iconography, the proportion of the face, the proportion of everything, height, width, breadth, every part of the body. So then we started getting into it and meeting these people, and we realized that they have a lot of scriptural knowledge about this iconography. And Prabhupada also has said that the scriptures say we have to carve out the Archa Vigraha according to the directions from the scriptures, the form. We can't create any form that we want in our mind. So here it was more specific, the details given in the scriptures about the proportions of the body and all those things. So that way we went and sat, me and Bhaktilata went and sat in Kumbakonam for months together.
Yadava Krishna, Yadukula Krishna, Madhava Mamava Deva Krishna, Yadava Krishna, Yadukula Krishna, Madhava Mamava Deva Krishna, Yadava Krishna, Yadukula Krishna, Madhava Mamava Deva. Sadhu Janardhara Sarvabhauma, Madhava Mamava Deva. Sadhu Janardhara Sarvabhauma, Madhava Mamava Deva. Sadhu Janardhara Sarvabhauma, Madhava Mamava Deva. Madhava Mamava Deva Krishna, Yadava Krishna, Yadukula Krishna, Madhava Mamava Deva Krishna.
இந்த ஒரு விக்கிரகம் பண்ணும்போது அதை நாங்கள் ஒரு நல்ல நாள், முகூர்த்த நாள், இல்லைன்னா ஒரு நிறைஞ்ச அமாவாசை அன்னைக்கு தான் அந்த வேலையை நாங்கள் துவங்குறோம். அதே போல் சில விக்கிரகங்கள் இந்த தேதிக்கு இத்தனை மணிக்கு தான் பண்ணணும்னு எங்களுக்கு உத்தரவு வந்த பிறகு கரெக்டாக அந்த நேரத்தில் நாங்கள் பண்ணுறோம். விரதம் இருந்து அன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாளைக்கு விரதம் இருந்து நாங்கள் அந்த சிலையை துவங்குறோம். துவங்குற காலத்திலேயே நல்ல நேரமாக ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம்னாக்கா அது முடியும் போது கூட அந்த நாள் பார்த்து தான் நாங்கள் அந்த உருவத்தை பண்ணுறோம்.
Normally making any deities in Kumbakonam, the period that will take, small deity or big deity, is 3 to 4 years. One order, if you will. So we went and sat there and got all these Sri Nitai, Radha Krishnachandra, Sri Krishna Balarama. We got all of them within 9 months to 1 year's time.
பெங்களூரில் உள்ள ISKCON டெம்பிளும் சரி, அவங்க அந்த சிலையெல்லாம் வடிக்கும் போதெல்லாம் என்னை தியானம் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி மணி கொடுத்து என்னை செய்ய சொன்னாங்க. அதனால மனசில் இருக்கட்டுமே அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எனக்கு நேராக செய்யறதுக்கு நேரம் அந்த அந்த தியான ஸ்லோகங்களை நான் எடுத்து வச்சுக்கிட்டு நான் பண்ணும்போதெல்லாம் என்னுடைய பட்டியலில் வேலை செய்யணும் அனைவருமே அந்த இதை ஒரு தடவையாவது படிச்சுட்டு நாங்கள் செய்ய ஆரம்பித்தோம்.
By and large, Jai Chaitanya and Bhaktilata Mataji were involved in the making of casting of the deities. I remember I've heard from them. On the day that deities were being cast, and because wax molds are made and you do the correction, and then the mold, the metal casting used to happen, and they would be fervently praying and chanting Krishna, their japa, praying to the Lord to manifest, and sometimes it would happen over long, all night casting.
As far as the deity's face is concerned, unless there is perfection, she won't accept Bhaktilata. Change. Radharani's face, even now I remember Radharani's face. So many times changed, at least 50 times should have made change in the wax model. See, before we make the deities, the wax model. The wax model got all that. So number of iterations are so much, it has come so perfect. And Lord was guiding us.
நான் வந்து ஒரு முகம் பண்ணினேன், அவ்வளோதான். அந்த முகம் இவ்வளோதான் இருக்கணுங்கிறது நான் அளவுபடி பண்ணினேன். இந்த கிருஷ்ணனுக்கு இப்படி தான் அமைக்கணுங்கிறது நான் கற்றுக்கிட்டது உங்ககிட்ட தான், உங்கள் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்லேருந்து தான் நான் கற்றுக்கிட்டது. கண்ணு இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும், அந்த கை அந்த பால் கண்ணுக்குள்ளே உள்ள அந்த பால் இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும், அந்த உதடு சிரிச்சா இப்படி தான் இருக்கணும். எவ்வளவு திருத்தங்கள், எவ்வளவு திருத்தி நாங்கள் பண்ண இப்போ வந்து எனக்கு வந்து கண்ணை மூடிக்கிட்டே அந்த முகத்தை நான் செய்யக்கூடிய எனக்கு ஒரு எல்லாம் முடிச்சு நைட்டு போயிடுவேன். காலையில் வந்து பார்த்தா அந்த கண்ணை மட்டும் அப்படியே வரைஞ்சி வச்சிருக்கேன். கண்ணு எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறத இவங்க எனக்கு வந்து புரிய வச்சாங்கன்னா அவங்க எவ்வளவு லைட் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க, எவ்வளவு அந்த கண்ணுக்குள்ளே போயிருப்பாங்கங்கிறது நான் அதை நோண்டும் போது தான் தெரியும். இவ்வளவு கண்ணுக்குள்ளே போய் இப்படி பார்க்குறாங்கிறது.
So we chose the most detailed procedure for the installation. So we had this 45-day ceremony. Then the last 7 days was very important. So we had all the devotees from all over the world coming here, the sponsors here, and it was, I think 99.9% people felt real presence of the Lord coming and residing here. So that is the kind of feedbacks we had. So which is all because you followed the procedure as rightly as possible and as detailed as possible.
It was in the year 1985. We took the house on 210 Bellary Road, Palace Orchards, on rent. So we moved there. And in November of 1985, Krishna Balarama Utsava deities, they were installed. The deities were made in Kumbakonam. From Bangalore, we took the Krishna Balarama Utsava deities to Udupi, and Pejawar Swami, Vishweshwar Tirtha Swami, his paryaya was going on. I made many trips to Udupi and to make this arrangement happen, and requested him that we have made these deities to resemble Udupi Krishna. He has a kadagolu, he has a churning rod and a flute, and he's a young boy. And so we want this installation to happen here in Udupi. And I remember the room where we left the deities off, and then after a few days they started the deity worship, and then again we went there. And I remember every time I take devotees, I go to Udupi, I show them the place where the installation of Krishna Balaram happened. And then after the installation, Krishna Balaram were bought by flight from Bangalore, Indian Airlines flight to Bangalore. We had bought 2 tickets, one in the name of Krishna and one in the name of Balaram. And we had placed them on the seat, and the cabin crews, they were keeping account, and then they felt that 2 passengers have not come still. And they can't take off because unless they issued the boarding pass. And they were in great anxiety. Krishna, 2 passengers by name, Krishna and Balaram, have they come? And we had actually carried the deities and placed it there. And then we went and told them, no, this is the thing, don't worry, this is the boarding pass, and they have already here. Oh, they said, oh, really? And they figured out, and then they let us bring them in. And so they flew from Mangalore to Bangalore, and then from Bangalore airport they came to Palace Orchards. And then in 1985, I think it was on the day of Gopashtami, their installation happened, and that same or the next day, the first Krishna Balaram Rath Yatra happened.
Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara, Yashomati Nandana Brajabara Nagara, Gokula Ranjana Kana, Gokula Ranjana Kana, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Gopi Paranadhana Madana Manohara, Kaliya Damana Vidhana, Kaliya Damana Vidhana.
Chaitanya and Nityananda, they had no idea of Chaitanya and Nityananda. So Chaitanya and Nityananda, we had to tell everything about them and show them the pictures, and they made. Otherwise, Govinda is done in the north. So we were thinking whether to do it in north or south, but then the metal colors won't match. And anyway, we want to do that. And he also got a small Nitai Gauranga made, so they could get an idea of what Govinda is. And they made a quite good Nitai forms, and they make multiple forms now. So we first made a small Vigraha, Chaitanya Nityananda, a very beautiful deities, but then the size was too small, so we had to make a bigger deities. So slowly he innovated. And now he is the expert to make Gaurnitai or Panchatattva, because after our temple, they made a whole set of deity for Mayapur, the Panchatattva for Mayapur. So now they are one of the expert Gaurnitai makers.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Karo More, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Karo More, Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagat Samsare, Toma Bina Ke Dayalu Jagat Samsare, Patita Pavana Hetu Tav Avatar, Patita Pavana Hetu Tav Avatar, Mosama Patita Prabhu na paibe aar, दया करो मोरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु.
I thought Radharani is golden, why not Krishna be black? Right? Then we called one electroplating company and I discussed with them. And then he said, yes, there is one coating called ruthenium. We will do that. Because he was trying first time. Came out beautifully, this Radha Krishnachandra, black. Oh, so nice he was. But after 2 days it failed, it just peeled off. Yes, it didn't stick to the brass. So it peeled off. So it was a failure. So Krishna said, I also want to be Radharani's color. When I came up with the idea of installing Srinivas, which was first time in ISKCON, so there were a lot of comments from different devotees, why I am doing this. But somehow or the other, I went into that search that can I get a confirmation, because Vaishnavas just don't do anything. If some comments come, criticism comes, they're really careful. What does really Krishna wants? Let me check it up. And out of pride, you don't do anything like that. So I happened to search in Prabhupada's writing. So I remember that Prabhupada, when he went to Tirupati, whole day he was chanting Govinda Madhupurusham, Govinda Madhupurusham, Tamaham Bhajami. Even while going around the temple, Prabhupada was saying, he is Govinda, he is Govinda, he is Govinda. Prabhupada was telling that. And then another letter I saw, Prabhupada writing, we should build temples like Tirupati with golden domes and all those things. Full description Prabhupada was giving that. And that's all confirmed, because I was also planning golden dome and all these things. And the final nail on the head was, yes, Prabhupada in Detroit, the biggest supporters are Gujaratis in Detroit temple. So he installed Srinathji, which is the familiar deity of Krishna for those devotees. So in South India, Govinda is, everybody embraces Govinda as their deity. So therefore, it should be installed. So we installed.
Swami Malay class mein they did the Panchaloha. Then we were looking for the best person to do the stone Vigraha. The famous name those days was Ganapati Stapati. He is a famous one in Mahabalipuram. Definitely we chose Ganapati, especially because he had a very nice student, his disciple, Perumal Stapati. We went and saw his patre, his place, and then the finishing he could bring out was fantastic. So we chose him.
As far as Srinivasa Govinda deity is concerned, we gave very specific direction to Perumal Stapati, that your responsibility to ensure that there is an eternal smile on his face. Really, he took up the challenge and he did wonderful work. And even today, people speak about that subtle smile of Srinivasa Govinda. It's very subtle. It captures people who have very sharp eyes. It catches their imagination. That is smiling.
அந்த சீனிவாச பெருமாள் செய்யும்போதெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நைட்டில் அப்படியே படுத்துருப்பேன். அந்த கனவுலாம் நமக்கு அதை செய்கிற மாதிரிலாம் வரும். கனவுல விடிய காலம் நாளைக்கு அதை செய்யணும் இதை செய்யணுங்கிற மாதிரியே ஒரு ஃபீலிங்கு வரும் உள்ளுக்கு மனசுக்குள்ள. அந்த உதண்டு நெளிஞ்சது, இந்த கண்ணு இப்படி சுழிச்சது எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் மனசில் பதிஞ்சோடனே திருட்டு முடிச்சு பார்த்தோம்னா அந்த பெருமாள் முகம் அப்படி பதிஞ்சுது எனக்கு. காலையில் வந்த உடனே அதை தான் செய்வேன். அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஃபீலிங்கு அந்த ஒவ்வொரு இதுக்குமே முடிகிற வரைக்கும்.
Hari Purusha Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusha Namaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusha Namaham Bhajami Samasitam Buddha-sundarama Kandar Ako Vikamaniya Iketasoba Govinda Adi Purusha Samaham Bhajami Govinda Adi Purusha
And Narasimha we installed because Narasimha was already there right from beginning along with Gaur Nitai. Then we were thinking, what form Narasimha should be. It should be Ugra, or it should be Yoga Narasimha, or it should be Shanta Narasimha, or this, that, all those things. Then one day when we were coming from Kumbakonam back after our deity work, we came across Namakkal Narasimha. So Namakkal Narasimha we had darshan and he was the inspiration. Okay, 6-armed Narasimha. And then we took the photograph of that Narasimha.
They generally don't make Prahlad. So this is one of the first stone Prahlad carved in Mahabalipuram. Our way of making deity is that we want a pastime of the Lord to be depicted. So whether you want a Lakshmi Narasimha, you want a Dvigura Narasimha, then we decided we'll have Prahlad Narasimha. So Prahlad and Narasimha. But then we also wanted a tinge of Ugra. So we decided to have 6 hands. And you will not find a 6-hand Vigraha so much. The whole controversy about that. But then we decided that we are worshippers of Shadbhuj. we are worshippers of 600 form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So why not? So it was authorized. So we had 600 form of Narasimha. So that he is not just 400 and very Shanta, a little bit of Ugra is there. And we wanted to bring up Lakshmi also. So you can't have Lakshmi on the lap and then Prahlada. So on his chest, the Srivasa mark, right, which is the seat of Lakshmi. So we made a very prominent Lakshmi. In fact, he is Lakshmi Narasimha. We identify him as Prahlada Narasimha. And with the word also people said, how can you call Prahlada Narasimha? So basically it's a short form for Prahlada Paripalaka Narasimha. Narasimha who shelters Prahlada.
So Prahlada Narasimha is a name he gave, a unique name. Because every deity, not only we want to be unique, our deities to be unique. The deities also want to be unique.
இந்த நரசிம்மர் செய்யும்போது அப்படிதான் இருந்தது. நரசிம்மர் முகங்கள்லாம் தெரியும், சிங்க ஆக்ரோஷமான முகங்கள்லாம் வரும், எல்லாம் எத்தனையோ முகங்கள் வரும். கடைசியில் ஒரு முகத்தை காட்டுச்சு, நல்ல ஒரு அது எப்படி வார்த்தையே இல்லை, வாயில் சொல்றதுக்கே இல்லை, கையில தான் செஞ்சேன். அதை மனசுக்குள்ள பாவமாகி போச்சு. அந்த கண் இவ்வளவு முழிக்கும், வாய் இவ்வளவு குழந்திருக்கணும் அப்படின்லாம் அது கோபம்னு சொல்ல முடியாது, அது சந்தோஷம்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ரெண்டாம் கட்ட இதில் அது இருக்கும். கொடூரமும் கிடையாது, கோபமும் இல்லை. சந்தோஷம்னா அது சந்தோஷத்துலேயும் ஒரு கோபத்தெல்லாம் இல்லாமல் ஒரு கோபம் சாந்தமான நேரம் முதல்ல.
लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भक्त परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शांत रूप. लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भक्त परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शांत रूप. नारसिंह नमस्ते नमस्ते, ओम नारसिंह नमस्ते नमस्ते, महानारसिंह नमस्ते नमस्ते.
So there is a very interesting thing that happened at the time of installation of Lord Narasimha. He would not go into the altar. He stood halfway. What happened was, Narasimha deity is of a particular size, the door is of a particular size. So we had measured all these dimensions, accordingly only we made the deity. The stone is very heavy. So with the ramp we pushed him up, brought to the threshold. Myself and engineer and two other guys are inside the altar, that side. I am there to direct them, and 2-3 others are here. Basically the idea is we have to push them inside, not pull them from inside. So we were weak guys, we are inside. So all these people pushing up the ramp. So I used to stand inside and say, Jai Narasimha, Sri Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, and make them respond to it. All the workers. Finally, the deity went halfway through the door frame. Got stuck there. Tight. Top is tight, bottom tight, no gap. After all, it is stone. In stone, if you have even 1 centimeter difference, you can't do anything. It got stuck there. Looked like there was a difference. Then all Narasimha, Hare Krishna shouting, all these things, pushing. More and more got stuck. I said, okay, you do one thing, let's take him out. And then try to chip off the stone and all. Next 3 hours we were trying to take him out. He would not come out. So tight it got into him. He will not come out. He will not go inside. He will not come out. I was practically 7 to 8 hours in the altar behind, stuck. You cannot come out of the altar also. Inside I am giving direction, taking this tape, measuring here, one more push, all those things. And inside the small altar, sweating. And then I said, oh my God, what to do now? This is Lord, tomorrow is installation. The Lord is, not moving this way nor moving that side. Then I said, see, the only solution is, I do not know. Answer should come. See, only I am here. All others are workers. So I told, go and call 10 devotees with Mridanga and Kartal. Do a kirtan. So within half an hour, 10 minutes, all the devotees came and they started heavy kirtan. And then I told, no, let's give a try. Push. No, let's give it a try. You won't believe it. The door frame is this wide. The Lord's, that Ananta's head was stuck here, the middle, halfway. Okay? Pushing. All of a sudden, from here to here, zoom, he jumped into it. I have no physics to explain, because I have measured every millimeter of height of the door frame. This height of the deity just cannot go inside unless you chip 1 centimeter out. He shrunk, went inside. This is a big experience for me. After going inside again, after having gone inside, I was thinking, did he really shrink? I took the tape, measured. No, he is back to his height. So he is that height. Just in 10 minutes, after the devotees came in and did kirtan, the Lord was already inside. So it's a miracle. From day one, Lord Narasimha came here. He showed himself. He revealed himself to be not just stone. I can compress myself. I can expand myself. So, in other words, Lord is saying, I am here for Sankirtan. I am here for devotees singing Sankirtan. So, this is a Sankirtana temple.